Hey, welcome to another Cook to Order. I have the privilege to be in Rick Bett's kitchen. Rick.
Good to see you, Kev.
Thank you, thank you. And this is Wilson, the pit boss. Pit master? Pit boss.
Pit boss.
Pit boss is good. All right.
He answers to either.
He answers to either. And Rick has been bringing you along for, you told me, about 4 years now. So you are, when he's busy doing the promo part of the catering, you're there, you're schmoozing, you're the face of the company, and sometimes you're the backbone of the company.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And that's good. All right, so here we are. Fat Rick's Barbecue has been a staple in this area for a long while.
Quite a while.
Yeah.
We started out on the Union Street as Ms. Walt's Fried Chicken.
Oh!
Going all the way back to 1990.
Yes!
And we kind of branched out into barbecuing at that time, and then it just grew and grew and grew. Other things happened, and next thing you know, barbecue became an entity of its own.
Exactly. You were doing barbecue before barbecue was chic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You know, it's interesting that Tina and I, we are a team. Tina and I have been together since we were out of the cradle almost. And together, between us, we believe that we've always been on this cutting edge, just a little ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
Over the years and many, many things that we've done.
Well, if you look at it, at least as far as I'm concerned, I forgot the chicken part, and then that whole tabloid that ensued.
Yeah.
But I remember when I first moved here from Utah, you had a place out off on Marsh Road in Bryn Mawr Plaza. Is that right? The name of it?
Yeah. You're talking about the Ms. Waltz that was up there?
No, I'm talking about when you had
you're talking about the
blues,
the Fat Ricks.
yeah, blues and barbecue.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
And I mean, so people now are doing blues and barbecue events, and you were doing it. It's got to be at least 15, 20 years ago.
Well, we started the actual first Fat Ricks opened up in 1995 on Market Street Mall in downtown Wilmington.
Okay.
And it was at a time when Market Street wasn't what it is today. Things are going really well on Market Street now. But at that time, it was said that nobody comes to downtown Wilmington after hours, and they certainly don't come down to Market Street area.
Right.
Well, Fat Ricks then we were packing them in every weekend, and even during the week. We had live blues, live entertainment, and the barbecue going on all at the same time. So that was a long time ago.
Right. Now, he only does catering. There is going to be some information that we will impart to you to get a hold of him, and we'll flush that out in the second segment. But if you catch the theme of what I'm doing, last show I had Christopher Batinger. He showed us how to cure bacon, but he didn't get to the smoking part. Now we're going to teach you barbecue. I'm bringing spring on a little early, if you know what I mean. People grill all year long, but barbecue is not grilling. Barbecue is barbecue.
That's correct.
And Rick, who is the king of barbecue, is going to show you how to do it as soon as we come back. So don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back, and we're going to cook.
Did you say king of barbecue?
I did.
Oh,
Is that bad?
I've been called worse.
What would you like me to call you?
That works.
Okay. The king of barbecue, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. As promised, we're going to actually cook now. We're going to show people how to barbecue. Okay.
Not barbecuing.
No?
We're going to smoke
Smoke.
a piece of pork butt.
Okay, let's just stop there for a minute then. Because I said grilling up front, and grilling is grilling. That's like hot dogs, hamburgers, chicken. But I thought barbecue was smoking. Am I wrong?
Barbecue is probably a too general a term. Because within the whole barbecue realm, people will include grilling, they will include smoking, they will be including anything in between.
Okay.
But what we're going to do is we're actually going to do a piece of meat, and we're going to slow cook it for a long time. We don't even call it barbecuing. We just slow cook it.
It's slow cooking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We're going to smoke this puppy.
Now, you just explained to me also, this is called a picnic shoulder.
That's correct.
Okay, so you have, if you had the pig picture, there's the tenderloin that goes along the back.
The blonde pig or the redhead pig?
Either your preference.
Yeah, I guess they're the same. Shoulders are the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you have tenderloins, you have ribs, you have short ribs, baby back ribs, and they all come off the side. Where exactly does a picnic shoulder come from? Obviously a leg, or I use an arm, but a leg.
Well, it comes actually from the front shoulder.
Front shoulder.
Of the pig. And the top portion of the shoulder is what they call the Boston butt.
Boston butt.
Boston butt.
Which has nothing to do with the rear of the pig.
No, has
Okay.
nothing to do with the rear of the pig at all. And then from there you come down a little bit and you cut it again, and that's where you come in with your picnic shoulder.
Okay.
And then from there you start getting into the leg portion,
Which would be
of
a
the
shank.
pig, which is the shank.
And then the feet or the ham hocks, is that right?
The ham hocks and then the feet. Yeah.
And then the feet. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So we're now using a choice cut. I'll call it a choice cut of where there is really good meat to cook.
Absolutely. This cut right here, a lot of people would like to go with the Boston butt because it's much leaner and I don't know, less bone or whatever. But this here, this cut seems to be what people call much sweeter.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's sweeter
Well, you
or not.
have the this is skin, but underneath the skin you can see there's the fat cap.
That's correct.
Right? And then to me that means flavor. Am I right or am I wrong?
Oh yeah. Without the fat, you really don't have flavor.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So what we're going to do here is we're going to prep this by putting on a rub on it. There are thousands of recipes out there, and this is going to be prepared in the North Carolina tradition.
Okay. Because we had a conversation before we got on air, and I'll let you. Do you want this one or this one?
No, it'll be this one.
Okay.
This is
so
this one is in a jar because this is very secret.
Yeah, we're not telling you what's in
And I
this.
have my security guys around, and
Wilson will kick your butt.
yeah, he will.
All right.
And,
So while you're talking about that, I just want to say we were talking. I'm confused. You know, there's the Kansas City barbecue. There's the Memphis barbecue. There's the Carolina barbecue. And I was asking you if it's dry rub, wet sauce, whatever. And what we decided that we're doing here is you do a Southern style barbecue. You're more of a rub.
Eastern North Carolina style pulled pork is what we're going to do here.
Dig it.
There are lots of barbecue companies out there, lots of regional barbecue, and one of the reasons why you never see a national barbecue company is because barbecue is so different regionally.
Right.
Southeastern barbecue, North Carolina barbecue, you got Southwestern barbecue, you got Kansas barbecue, you got Memphis barbecue, and there is no company who can claim to be an expert in all of them.
Right.
So there's no national companies out there.
Right.
Famous Dave's is
sorry.
not a national company.
No, but you remember my wife Judy, right?
Oh, yeah.
You've done many things with her. She went to school in
Clarify
East. You've
A lot of jobs.
yes, thank
Yes,
you.
Thank you. You're
Thank
welcome.
you. She's interviewed you many times. Okay, so back to my point. Okay, so
yeah.
that she says that at ECU, the Carolinas, it was a vinegar-based sauce. She tries for the life of her to find that here and can't because everybody's more of a tomato, peppery-based thing, and she can't get that taste that she got down there. But you're saying that we're gonna replicate.
Oh yeah, we're going to do that.
Cool.
Yeah, we're going to do that.
You will be hired by me for her birthday party.
Oh, cool. That'll be great. That'll be great. Yeah, we'll talk about the sauce in a bit.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the
Okay.
sauce.
So let's show them how to rub it.
Whoa. Okay. What we're going to do here is we're going to rub this. They call this a rub. It's a dry product of a mixture of various seasonings, salt, garlic,
To name a few.
salt and pepper, and a couple other different things. But all we're going to do is simply rub this entire piece of meat, literally rub it. And what it is, it's if you were to mix this with a liquid of some sort of water even, you'd end up with a wet marinade. Well, where this is
Like a
essentially-
paste.
If
you will.
Or it could even be a liquid. It could be a paste. But what it would you would be marinating it in a wet way. This way, we're putting on a dry rub, and the moisture and fluids from the meat itself essentially make a wet rub.
Okay.
But what we're going to do is we're going to rub this really, really well, lots of seasoning, and we're going to rub it in really, really well.
Now, let me ask you that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I'm watching you. It's just not a sprinkle. You're actually trying to work it into the fiber of the meat. Like you're manipulating it down deep into the muscle tissue.
That's why we call it rub.
Rub. Okay.
That's why I call it rub.
Instead of a dry sprinkle.
And then we're going to actually, ideally, you're going to put this up, wrap it in saran wrap, aluminum foil, and refrigerate it at the very least 4 hours or so. Overnight,
After we've rubbed it.
After you've rubbed it.
Now, are you going to do the skin side too, or is that wasted?
That is total waste. There's nothing that you're going to put on this skin here is going to permeate the skin and soak into the meat.
Okay.
Nothing at all that you're going to do there.
So is this just here for moisture?
This is the fat cap.
Yeah.
And there are discussions about whether or not you're going to cook this piece of meat fat side up or
down.
fat side down.
Let me say this.
Yeah.
I was taught up. So as it melts into the meat.
That's
is that
exactly
good?
Right. That's
is it?
Exactly right. Yeah, that's exactly right. And pretty much that's it as far as the preparation goes. You can go online and find an infinite variety of rubs for pulled pork.
Okay.
Some that'll be similar to mine. Some that won't be anywhere near what.
But you've done this after years and years of doing it. I'm sure you started with a cookbook recipe when you first did it, and then have evolved from that into what you taste and what you think is good.
I did not start from a cookbook. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Okay. But my point being, as with anything you cook, your personal tastes.
That's exactly right.
So you couldn't maybe be able to call it a technical Carolina barbecue, but you can rub it with anything you like.
Well, it becomes Carolina really in the sauce.
In the sauce.
Not necessarily in the preparation of the meat itself.
Okay.
So this is actually prepped and ready to rock and roll.
Okay.
And we smoke all of our meat. We do not use gas for anything.
Right.
Nothing.
Right.
At all.
And that's part of the barbecue.
Well, that's a part of real barbecue. Authentic barbecue. It's cooked with wood.
Right. Do you remember what you told me? We were going to say that this is what you get when you have a Fat Rick catered event. You are the only place here.
We are the only mobile barbecue, authentic barbecue, cooking with wood in the region.
Right.
And we are a caterer. We don't do anything else.
No.
We just do barbecue.
There are a
lot of companies out there that will say they do barbecue, but that's just a sideline for them. For us, we do this exclusively.
Right.
And I guarantee you they will not roll up onto your party
with a smoker
in tow, with the meat smoking in the thing. They may cook it back in the kitchen.
Now let's say this too.
Yeah.
You show up with I don't know, it's the size of half a submarine, basically. This giant black tube pulled behind, and it's cold. And then you start building the smoke, building the heat. You put this that's been sitting since they ordered what they wanted.
No.
No?
This will take at least 8 to 10 hours to cook.
Well, that's what I mean.
So we start this ahead of time back at the shop.
Okay.
The night before.
Okay.
And then we let it just cook overnight, nice and slowly. And then by the time we are to arrive at your
So you arrive in the submarine that's already under heat.
Your meat is still in there cooking. We haven't taken this out of it since we put it in there.
Nice.
It comes right out.
So you're driving along the road, like making everybody hungry and jealous that you're going to my house because the smoke and the smell and the sound.
With blue flames shooting out of the butt of the smoker.
Nice.
So down the highway.
That's what beautiful.
Yeah. So when we get there, it has not been cooked at the shop in an oven or anything like that.
No.
And we roll up there, and the meat's going to come directly from our smoker to your table.
To your table.
To your table, yeah.
All right.
That's it.
All right, cool. Let's take a quick break, and we come back, and we're gonna do what? You have one of these that's been already smoking
through the magic of television.
Right. We're gonna show them how to pull it and make the sauce.
Right.
And we also have some ribs coming.
I'm gonna prep a rib, and we have through the magic of television some actual ribs we're gonna eat.
Cool. I get to eat. Stay with us. I'll be right back. Rick will be right back. Wilson will be right back.
Cool.
Okay, welcome back. Okay, now we have an entirely new rub.
Yes.
That's going to go on the ribs.
That's correct.
Now, let's just do this really quick because I don't want to confuse people, and it's your business. They can follow along at home. Are these baby back ribs or regular ribs?
Good question. No, this is what we call a St. Louis cut. Baby back. With the rib cuts, you got the baby backs actually come from the spine right around. There's a smaller cut, and as you come around here, you get into what they call the spare rib, where you have the breastplate.
Okay.
And when you cut the baby backs off, you end up with the spare rib. Then you cut the breastplate off of the spare rib, and you cut the ends off the spare rib, and you end up with a meat that is
St. Louis cut.
Triangular and cut. You can see that.
Okay, now let me ask you this really quick. if would I have to go to a butcher to ask for this cut? Or, I mean, if you go to the store and they just have the prepackaged ribs, either they just say spare ribs or baby back ribs. But if you want this, you go to butchers, don't you?
I do buy from Cannulli Brothers in the Italian market on 9th Street in Philadelphia for a lot of my pork products.
Okay, cool.
Get all my fresh pigs there.
Yeah.
So they know I've been doing business
From the whole
with
pig down.
From the whole pig down.
You're going to a purveyor of meat.
Right, and I've chosen to use the St. Louis cut for lots of reasons. It's less expensive. It's got a little bit more fat in it than the baby back.
So we're adding flavor.
More flavor to it, and it's less expensive, if I haven't already said that.
Right.
But more importantly, people will say, oh, I like the baby backs because they're so much more tender. Well, if you cook this right, I'll stack this up against anybody's baby back any day.
Yeah.
Any day.
Right.
Yeah. So let's get on.
Okay, so show me what we're going to do with this.
So we're going to make a rub with this. We're going to do it real quick. What we've got here is we're going to start with a little bit of salt. And a little bit of granulated pepper. And some paprika.
You did a little garlic powder? A little garlic?
That's black pepper. But
black pepper, sorry.
You need that too. And a little dried mustard. Just
Coleman's love it.
Dried mustard. And then some brown sugar. Just a little bit of brown sugar goes in there to mix this in.
Okay.
And then a pinch of oregano.
Oregano.
This just somehow seems to work some kind of way.
Yeah.
And we just simply mix this all up together. And so it's all well blended. And that's pretty much it for the rub. Now, as far as rubs go online again. You can find any number of different rubs on the line to do your ribs.
Right.
Whatever works for you, works for you. But I'm not going to tell you what I'm doing here because I'd have to kill you.
I know, and I don't want that.
So,
I want to eat.
And this is not a very esoteric type of process here. Just want to douse this, literally.
Do you have to do the same?
Every rack of rib that we cook goes through the same process.
Do we do both sides or one side? Both sides.
Both sides. And we don't cook one or two or three at a time. We cook it by the cases.
Yeah.
Every single case. Yeah.
Can I ask you this? Now, see, because this is the silver skin, fat membrane, whatever. I've been told by some people that I've had on the show before that you have to score that with your knife. So it will release and the bones can be pulled from it. Is that kind of like a wives' tale because they're not cooking it low and slow enough?
Yes.
Or is that something that needs to be done? I don't know.
No.
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 It's all in how you cook it.
It's all a matter of preference.
Do you cook that side up or down?
No, we start this with the meat side up.
Meat side up.
And we finish it with the meat. It's cooked. The entire process is cooked through with the meat side up. Now, after this is rubbed, again, ideally, letting this rest overnight in the refrigerator is the best. And all those spices will get to soak in.
Okay.
And that's it.
That's it?
Us. Now, like I said, we do these by the cases, so we're banging them out. But we know. And we may put as many as 75 to 100 racks of ribs in the smoker at a time. At a time.
At a time. All right. Wilson's going to put that in the fridge.
Yep.
I mean the oven. And I'm going to ask you a quick question before we take a break, because that brings me to a very important part. I can hire you to cater my event. Does it matter if it's 1,000 people or 5 people? You'll do either or? Would you?
Minimum 60.
Minimum of 60.
Absolute minimum. Because just the cost of the firewood alone, has to be justified.
I got you.
So 60 people, we don't do burgers and hot dogs by themselves. We don't do these kind of things. This is real slow smoke, authentic American barbecue.
Okay. Yeah. All right. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Cool. Now this next section is...
Welcome back.
We're back.
This is my favorite show of all time. Look at this. Now, okay, let's just recap what just happened there. Wilson pulled the steaming hot meat from the bone, shredded it up, added what?
He added some of the pork sauce which is the vinegar-based North Carolina-style pork sauce. Carolina actually has 3 different regions. This is what we call Eastern Carolina sauce. It's the vinegar-based.
Yeah.
In the western part of the state, it's primarily tomato, and even in the central part, they even use a mustard base.
Okay.
If you want to go out of state, across a couple borders there, even in Alabama, they have a white mayonnaise-based barbecue sauce.
Oh.
But what we do
Have you ever tried that?
No.
Okay, me neither.
Can't
That doesn't even sound good. Sorry.
But what we do is we season this up with a little bit of the pork sauce, which is the vinegar base.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
All right. So now what do? I'm going to put it on.
It's time.
It's time. Look, I'm rolling up my sleeves.
Well, here you
Figuratively
go.
speaking.
Wilson, why don't you got gloves?
Wilson.
Make him up a sandwich manually, please.
Manually.
No, come on. Don't need your gloves. Okay, you got it.
No, grab a handful,
Yeah,
son.
that's what I need. Oh, yeah.
We're in a kitchen, not at the restaurant. But back it on. Now, do I need to add anything, or am I going straight this way?
Yeah, this is...
You told me you wanted me to try...
Yeah, this is a real authentic Carolina pulled pork.
Right.
Okay. I'd like you to try the real authentic Carolina pork sauce.
Okay.
Just douse it.
Douse it, good.
Really, really good.
Okay.
Right. And give that a shot just like it is, and tell me what you think of that as a singular sauce.
Okay, I will be happy to do so. Ha, my job sucks. Okay. Hang on.
Okay, take human bites, will you? No?
I don't like to talk with my mouth full, but that's good.
Okay, now that's authentic as it is right there. Now you can also do it with the red sauce, but have to warn you that in some parts of Eastern Carolina, if you even ask for a red sauce, they'll throw you out of the place or throw you into the ocean or something like that.
Wow.
Okay.
That was good. Now, let me ask you this really quick. You said maybe we would add a little pepper kick to
Well,
that?
it's too late for that.
Too late for that
Too
now?
late for that.
Okay.
Too late for
All
that
right.
now.
Then, I hate to be this way, but let me taste one of your ribs.
So, be my guest.
Oh, thank you.
Just help yourself there.
I really hate my job. Oh my God.
You know, I think I have to have one.
Have one of these.
I think I will. Listen, come on, join me, buddy.
Mmm.
Remember that membrane you
Toast.
asked me about?
Yeah.
It's not a problem.
It's not a problem. Wilson, toast. Hey,
Mm,
now,
really
though.
good.
Let me ask you this, though. Like, this is the bark, right? That they call the bark? The outside? Whatever. This is so good. What kind of wood did we use to get this flavor? Or is that just the rub that I'm tasting? Or both?
What you're tasting, we cooked this in an oven.
You did?
Yeah. Well, you were here.
I know. I'm just teasing.
All right. So we didn't cook with wood, but this is, so there's no wood flavor here, no smoke. Some people want to use the, what do you call it, so liquid smoke.
Yeah.
That's fine. But there are also other ways of using wood chips in an oven, but...
Yeah, we've already done that. We covered that.
I don't go there.
So my point is that I was trying to roundabout get to is all this flavor that they can't taste, but they're watching me like go nuts over, is all just your rub.
Yeah. A lot of people will say, "Oh, the taste is in the sauce. That's what makes the difference. It's the sauce."
No.
That's not true. It's in the meat. The sauce is just a choice. The flavor is actually in the meat itself. They could either put a wet barbecue sauce on this, as we've done here a little bit. Or
So it was the same. It was the style of meat that you got,
the style of meat,
and then your signature rub,
and the seasonings.
and the
And
seasoning.
then some people don't even bother to put sweet sauce on it at all. They'll just use it with an additional portion of the dry rub, which is pretty cool.
Oh, you sprinkle it on top?
Oh yeah,
Wait, I'm gonna have to try that again then.
that's what they mean by, in Memphis, for example, wet ribs or dry ribs.
And no one told me about this.
Apparently,
I was misled.
apparently you're not having any problems with it.
No, I don't get out much, but this is beautiful. Thank you for watching, Rick. Thank you. Sorry, Wilson. Thank you. Thank you guys. Pay attention. Get him to do your next party because you can't perfect this in the short amount of time that I just showed you. God bless. See you next time.
Times were hard. seem to get enough.
While you're off,
This is the best thing I've ever eaten in my life.
Your kids quit complaining and eat them beans. I said eat them beans. You won't be hungry